right. Oh, shit. All right, sorry. Got a funny text. It was not a TikTok. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bytes Show podcast. It's April the 4th, 2023. I'm back. My name's LeGrand. It's been a few weeks. Sorry. But you guys we're probably like, wow, man, sure has been nice these last couple of weeks not having to listen to that asshole.
Things have been real clunky.
No. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say that you just didn't want to deal with my bullshit. And it's okay because I'm back. I'm back today, April 4th, 2023. My name's LeGrand. This is Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. Also,
Jared's here. Say hi, hello, Jared.
I've got you beat, LeGrand. It's been like over a month and a half.
It's been a while. We've got a rarefied, cask-aged podcast ready
it's
to
true.
Go.
The only constant is Jeremy. Sorry, not sorry. Except for when he was gone on his trip last year.
That's right.
A little bit.
He was gone for a little bit. Every once in a while, Jeremy's like, yo, I'm out. I'm out on assignment. We send him off to the dredges of the desert.
Abu Dhabi.
The great Nether. Mm-hmm.
Indeed. Well, fellers, it's good to be back. I have a thing that I've been doing lately, and I got to tell you all about it. I bought a new 3D printer. I had one for a while, and it was kind of crappy. And I bought a new one, and it's way better. I have an Ender S3 by Creality.
All right.
It's pretty awesome. But here's what I've been doing the last couple of days. I'm going to show you guys. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you'll get the visual component of this. Otherwise, you have to deal with me describing what I'm showing you. I've been printing stands, like display stands, for all of my retro handheld consoles.
Nice.
So here's Exhibit A. This is my GBA SP stand.
Oh, look at that. It's all shiny and everything.
Oh, yeah. So that sits up on my shelf now since I don't ever play this thing anymore. Also, wonderful. I just printed this one. I haven't, and I can't find my Vita, but this one, see how it says PS Vita in there?
It does. I see it.
It's like indented into there. But this is actually a charging dock. So there's a little spot in there for a cable. You see that?
Dig that. Look at that.
So the cable goes in through the back, and it's a little charging dock, but also makes a nice little display stand. However, I tore apart my office. Also, for you YouTube listeners, I tore apart my office looking for my Vita, and I can't find it.
But you got it somewhere ready to go.
I think my son may have kifed it and ran off with it, but whatever.
Man. Well, hey, you know what this means for me is that now I'm going to lean on LeGrand to print a lot of Gray Market's Mech Warrior BattleTech miniatures using the new models.
Oh,
let's try it.
Yeah. I have some models to print.
Do you?
Yeah.
Nice.
So LeGrand's been doing additive manufacturing, which is 3D printing's called. I've been doing subtractive. I've been building in my fencing club. We've been doing a little project, and I've been making wooden bucklers. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what do you use? Like one of those Turner wood turning lathe things?
Do not use a good old fashioned jigsaw to cut out the kind of corners.
Bunch of 2x4s.
Well, so this is what we're learning, right? Because and we've been talking with like a history professor and stuff like this on like the ways they were designed, in the 13th century or something. So it's pretty fascinating. It's actually learned quite a bit, and they hold up really well. You'd think a piece of wood getting hit by steel would just get chopped to bits, but they're sturdy. It's great. It's a lot of fun.
Huh.
That's cool.
I'll post pictures in the Discord.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see some. Do you do any of those like will it blend? Like, do you do stress tests on them? And
yep. So we have a couple of tests we've been doing. One, his name is Lane. He is the test. He just hits it. But yeah, no, it's pretty good. The first one I built was kind of heavy. A little on the heavier side, so we redesigned it.
Preferred wood, or are you at that point yet where you've got a sophisticated?
I've tried a couple. So the first one that the club president made, it was just lumber, right? Like from a hardware store, which is going to be like yellow pine or something really soft. So I made my first one out of red oak, which held up pretty well. But then to try to save weight, I made the second one out of walnut. So they both look great, and they're pretty sturdy.
What a wood nerd.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I'm glad that you're still doing that stuff. And it has gone up to the next level. So before long, you're going to have the whole resource tree.
That's right.
This is
to the steampunk age.
Yeah, this is in real time. You can see his technology level like increasing.
Eventually,
hey man, everyone's got to have their dumb hobbies, and I have plenty of them.
Absolutely.
Now you just got to combine cartography with that, and soon you'll be making boats. That's
nice. I do like boats.
That'd be cool.
Nice. Well, good. Well, I'm not doing anything interesting. I'm shoveling snow.
Oh my gosh, so much snow here.
Just tune in next week when I'm bailing out of a flood, because that's what's going to happen. We're getting up to like the high 50s, 60 degrees. All of this 200% snowpack that we've got right now is going to wash everybody out, just like the inky, itsy bitsy spider.
I live on a hill, so it's all going downhill from me.
Yeah.
It's been like in the 90s here.
It's not a problem that it's going down the hill. It's just, are you between the hill and the, where it's going? That's the problem.
I am, but it's not a very big hill, so I think I'll be fine.
Me too. I think I'll be fine. But then I think back to times that I've played Terraria and the water like devastates me somehow, because I like some block somewhere came loose and now I'm completely flooded out and I can't do anything with it.
So my brother-in-law works for a hose and rubber supply company, and they had to order a ton of extra hose that's used for like disaster cleanup from floods.
Oh wow!
Because in preparation for people needing that stuff here, it's crazy here. It's great. I was up at I posted a picture in the Discord as well, but I was up at Solitude in Brighton last week, and the amount of snow up there is insane. I could not believe it. It's ridiculous. We're talking like 20-foot walls of snow.
All-time high.
Bonkers. It's bonkers here.
Yep.
Which is great. Hopefully that
it's fine, but now the problem, there's two problems. There's the flooding that's going to happen, and then the next thing they're going to tell you is, all that water, it made the grass grow big and tall. So now wildfire season is going to be even worse.
It's gonna be like super dry this summer with like
we just
long
can't
dry
be happy.
grass.
This is why I sit inside and play video games.
That's right.
That's right.
And miserable doing it.
Exactly. I don't enjoy a minute of it.
Oh man.
Beautiful.
Well, speaking of video games, should we talk about some of that?
Let's do it.
It's been a couple weeks, friends, but I played a lot of the Diablo 4 beta, and I think we need to talk about it.
I played it too.
You did. And Jeremy played some too. Did you play on console, Jeremy?
I did. I played on PlayStation 5, talked about it a little bit last week. So I kind of gave the general shape of things, the backstory and all that, the narrative elements and those kinds of things. I played a wizard? That's not a wizard. That's a sorcerer. Sorcerer. You can kind of choose your character there. And it was fine. I think my tepid, sort of not really Diablo fan outlook on it was fine. You can shoot ice at people and fire at people, and sometimes it explodes and sometimes it zaps, and
you're not an ARPG guy is what you're saying.
It's all right. I don't know. I think I just sort of gradually fell off of it. I think the last time I really enjoyed it, Diablo 2 I played, Torchlight, the first I think I really enjoyed, the second I think the more I play it, the less I just like it. I don't know. But I'm interested to hear what you guys think about it, because I know both of you really enjoyed your time.
I played a lot. I played 2 character classes to the max level, which was level 25. And another one up to like level 20 or so. I dabbled in all of them, which there was 5. All 5 classes were available at least by the open beta.
Yeah.
And I played the rogue, hardcore rogue, all the way to level 25. And then I played the necromancer to level 25. And then I played the sorceress for a while. It was hardcore. And then my computer crashed. There was a memory leak problem with the game earlier on, and my computer actually blue screened, and I lost my heart in the middle of a boss fight, and I lost my hardcore character, which sucked. So I created a different character, which is fine. That's the nature of hardcore. Like you roll the dice when you create a hardcore character.
I mean, if you're a real warrior in real life and you have a heart attack in the middle of a boss fight,
you're dead.
I'm sorry, that's it.
You're done. Yeah. You're done.
That was too hardcore for you.
So I actually really liked the game. I think by the end of the beta, So I didn't actually even finish the whole storyline. This was like the first act of the game. And I didn't actually even finish the whole storyline because I'm like, well, I'm going to be doing this again in June because none of the progress from the beta carries over to the main game. It's just whatever, right? So I kind of like breezed through a lot of the story beats. I didn't really focus on the story. I was more focused on the systems and the gameplay and the skill tree and the skills and screwing around with builds and doing a lot of stuff there. So from my perspective, the skill tree system is has a lot of depth and is very, very interesting to me. Diablo 3 was very basic. It was like you have 4 skills, you select 4 skills, and then you can apply a modifier to each of those skills to create your build, right? And then you get your different items that kind of enhance those different builds and abilities and things like that. And in this case, the skill tree is insane. There's a lot of different abilities which you can modify, but there's also a lot of passive abilities. And so every time you level up, you get a point that you can dump into the skill tree. And the challenging part of the beta was that you could only get to level 25, which means you couldn't get all the skill points. And so you couldn't really flesh out a complete build. So you kind of had to screw around with kind of what you had available to you. So I'm really interested to see how far that goes and how the type of longevity that brings to the game. Because it seems like there is more depth. It's kind of more akin to, I guess, Diablo 2 than Diablo 3 in that regard. There's a lot more options and variety in the way that you can spend your skill points, which is cool. It's also very easy to respect. You can do it whenever you want. It might cost you a little bit of money, but you can constantly be changing whenever you want.
Is the skill point stuff, because it struck me to be like sort of sphere grid-y, like Final Fantasy X. Is that a new thing for Diablo, or is that something that
it's not really sphere? I guess kind of.
Because you would fill up balls, and then because it would let you get, you could build up the sphere that you're in, or you could travel your way down to another place and start.
Yeah, it's like there was different sections of each of the skill tree, and each section was dedicated to a specific thing. Like here's your main core ability. So every class has like a ability that doesn't cost any like mana or whatever to use, and it's like your generator. So as you use it, you generate spirit, or you generate rage, or you generate whatever, and then you use that currency or that mana or whatever to spend on other abilities. So like the first tree was dedicated to that. The second tree was dedicated to your first couple abilities that you might get into. The next little section was dedicated to like defensive abilities or mobility and things like that. And then there was like an ultimate tree that here's your ultimate abilities you can get. You can pick one of these and then you can modify them. So sphere grid, the thing about the sphere grid, it was like there was multiple branching paths that you could kind of choose where you wanted to go. And it's kind of that way for like a game like Path of Exile. Like that skill tree is like insane and like just stupid. You can just kind of go in any direction you want to kind of pursue the path that you want based on the character, and every character can kind of do whatever you want them to do, right? In this game, and in your class only determines where you start on that skill tree. In this game, like every class has its own unique skill tree, and it's almost like you progress down it. But now I'm in the defensive abilities. I'm going to pick a defensive ability, and I might pick some passives that go along with it. Yeah. But you're kind of still set down a specific path.
It's still like a linear progression, right? So you're like, okay, I'm in this first group of primary attacks, and I can have an attack that does a bleed, or an attack that does a knockdown, or whatever, like kind of basic stuff. And then after you unlock a few more skill points, now you unlock the second part of the tree, and you can,
go deeper into that skill with extra things.
And that's what I mean by like you couldn't really get a full sense of what the full capabilities was because you didn't have a full build. Because like in classic Diablo fashion, like you play quickly until you get your character to the max level, and then you start playing whatever the end game is. And nobody really knows what the end game of Diablo 4 even looks like, but there was enough there to kind of screw around. The other cool thing that I really found helpful was there's like so say you get a legendary item that gives you like bleed damage, like Jared was saying, like you have, gives bonus to bleed damage or bonus to this skill. You can actually filter all of those abilities and say, show me all of the passives and all of the main abilities that affect bleed. And then it would allow you to kind of see where all those live on the skill tree. So if you wanted to make a build focused around a specific ability or a specific damage type or whatever, then you could very quickly kind of do that. So that's kind of what I was mostly interested in this game, is how the classes felt and how and how like the systems played out as far as that goes. There's also, gems, there's lots of different legendary items. You can re-roll legendary items. You can do a whole bunch of different things. Crafting. There's potions. There's consumables and things like that.
There was another thing I didn't talk about last week that I don't know if it's a common thing, but it seemed like there were sort of like in Final Fantasy XIV, there are the community events. I'm trying to think what Fate events, where it's like there's something going on and you can,
just jump in and join.
Yeah, exactly, or whatever. I don't know if that also is a staple in previous Diablo games. That seemed like it was new to me also.
Yeah, it seems new.
Yeah.
They were okay. I did a few of those. I played the Barbarian for a while. I didn't get him to the max level of the beta. And then I played the Druid for a little bit. And I don't know. So I think I picked the probably least 2 interesting classes in the beta. The Barbarian was, I don't know,
I like the Druid a lot.
The Barbarian was super boring. Even his fancy whirlwind attack. I'm like,
Whirlwind's the most boring way to play a Barbarian.
It was none of them were doing anything for me. So then I rolled the Druid, and turning into a bear and backhanding people was kind of fun for a little bit. I need to play around with more of his spells though, because I didn't really get into that.
A lot of people complained about the Druid, and I actually thought I was going to prove those complainers wrong. And so I actually played a bit of the Druid near the end of the beta, and I actually quite enjoyed it. I was focusing on the werewolf. You turn into a wolf and swipe at people or whatever.
Yep.
The cool thing is every class really felt different. I think I liked the Necromancer a lot. I liked having a ton of skeletons follow me around. There's different skeleton types. I also like the Sorcerer. I liked everything I played. I like the Rogue, and I like the variety that exists. For example, the Druid, you could be a melee bear werewolf dude, or you could focus on spells and totems and things like that. So, and with the Rogue, you can be a stabby stab rogue with daggers, or you can be a ranged, ranger rogue with a bow and arrow and different abilities. So there was a lot of ways that you could kind of build the classes out. I didn't play as much. Barbarian's the only one I didn't really play a ton of.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah. Well, Barbarian is not my preferred class anyways when it comes to Diablo games.
My biggest disappointment is there is no Crusader class. That's always been my favorite. The Warrior in Diablo 1 and Crusader in 3.
I like the Crusader as well. That was a fun one. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to Diablo 4. This was just the first act of, I think, 6 or 7 acts, I think, in the final game. Story seems interesting. It's a little bit darker than I think Diablo 3 was. It seems like the tone of the game is a little bit more like that, which a lot of people were looking for. There's a lot
of dialogue too. Is it just me? Or
there were a ton of cutscenes.
There was a lot of dialogue.
I was is this a movie or a game? The first 10 minutes is nothing but cutscenes.
Yeah, I sort of felt like they were like, do you know who your audience is here? Because I don't think it's who you think it is. So I wasn't sure if it was just me, but I was like,
Diablo 3, you only played through the story and saw those cutscenes once, and then after that, Diablo's meant to be played over and over and over, but not to play through the story over and over and over again.
Yeah,
but to play through the story once. Cool, it's neat, it's interesting, lots of cool cutscenes. Your character creator's in there, so your character's in the cutscenes and doing whatever. But then after that, there's the adventure mode from Diablo 3 and the end game and whatever else, different seasons. And I really doubt they're going to make you progress through the story every single time. And they did that with the Diablo 3 when it came out, but eventually they evolved it. So I'm certain that they will, try to make that. This game is going to be. Blizzard is looking for a game that's going to last them 20 years. There's not going to be a Diablo 5 for decades. I'm predicting it now. 20 years. We're not going to see a Diablo 5. But what you will see is you'll see the Crusader class added. You'll see the
Amazon.
Lady with the Spear, Amazon. You'll see the freaking Witch Doctor. You'll see all these other classes added to the game. The Paladin, right? You'll see them all added to the game with new content and new areas. There'll be battle passes and cosmetics and dumb shit like that.
Loot boxes.
And this game is they're looking for this game to be their next gravy train. And I think that they have a solid core there of a game. They just need to be able to pull off the end game of this so that people want to continue to come back season after season, give them $10 every few months for a battle pass or whatever, buy cosmetics here and there. There's got to be some sort of guaranteed in Activision and, quite honestly, modern gaming fashion, like there's going to be super whack monetization options on this thing. So anyway, also just to follow up, since Diablo 4 beta ended, I also started playing stupid Diablo Immortal again on my phone. And
I was thinking about mentioning that I think of the two, I sort of kind of like Diablo Immortal a little bit. Like I think I just had more fun
I
with
installed Diablo Immortal, opened it, and was like, no, I can't, and uninstalled it.
Oh man, I was actually playing the Crusader, Jared. I was playing the Crusader in Diablo Immortal.
Play a game that has a Crusader. That's the one you want.
That's it.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to engage with any of their weird monetization stuff. That game's a very good game, and it plays great with the controller on my phone, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah.
I'll keep dabbling in that. It's not like a serious game for me, but whatever. Diablo Immortal and Diablo 4. So that game comes out, I think June 6th,
Something like that.
I think it's June 6th. Yep, June 6th this year. So, and then Final Fantasy 16 comes out like 3 weeks later. So you have 3 weeks to get your Diablo on before Final Fantasy 16 comes out. Yep.
Yeah.
Before Final Fantasy 16 comes out and consumes your life. So anyway, Diablo 4 is great. That's what I've been playing.
Very good. I'm curious about Jared's big pile of stuff here. What have you been doing for like hibernation time?
Okay, so I've been down the early access rabbit trail. So so there's a couple I wanted to kind of mention briefly. The first is Kerbal Space Program 2, which, Kerbal Space Program is, maybe
it's an all-time Jared game.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite games of all time. Like it's on the list, top 10 at least. And I was like, oh man, Kerbal Space Program 2, I can't wait. It's fine. It's disappointing because, what you remember of Kerbal Space Program isn't when it launched in early access and was bare bones. It's what it became later as they kept piling on mechanics and systems. And KSP2 is just the bare bones launch again. So it's like, oh, there's not much to this, is there? But it's all there. The physics are all there. It looks great. It's really incredible looking.
Yeah, they need to make a Kerbal Space Program too.
What does this one do? Like, why is it?
I think its main play is some kind of multiplayer they're trying to implement. So,
but not yet.
So figure that one out. I don't know.
Is that a game that you want to play multiplayer in?
No. I don't think so. I don't know. I'll report on it a couple times over its progression, and we'll see how it does. The other game I've been playing in early access just came out this week. It came out on Tuesday, I think. That's today. No, it came out like over the weekend or something stupid. Is Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon. So this is not a sequel to the previous Tainted Grail game, which was a card-based roguelite. This is just a full-fledged open-world RPG a la Skyrim. Like, it feels a lot like Skyrim. Like, even to the point where you're constantly picking up, like, cabbages and tools and stuff that aren't useful.
Grail.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a new game? This is a new game.
It's brand new.
But there's an old game.
Grail.
Tainted Grail Conquest is an old game.
Is the card-based roguelite.
And this is not a card game.
It is an open
Skyrim
world. Picture Skyrim.
That's when you were saying that. I was like, no, Tainted Grail's a card game. Like I thought it was.
No. It's this is a brand new.
They're exploring the rich Tainted Grail universe.
Yeah, they're exploring the taint, and so I really liked Tainted Grail Conquest's like atmosphere, like its feel. Like it's a dark world. It's a world fallen into ruin.
fallen into ruin.
Honor. No.
Of honor.
No, and so it's like King Arthur's dead, and all these things, and like the whole everything is not great.
Everything is not great.
Yeah, and so basically that's the world you're in, and it's like splintered, and there's bandits are taking over. Like the government has fallen apart. Basically,
is there a Grail?
I have seen Excalibur.
Yes, but it's tainted.
Oh.
It's tainted though.
That's right.
You don't want no part of that Grail.
I mean, you even start talk about the Skyrim references. You start in jail and get broken out by like a mysterious guy. And
cool.
As you explore the jail, like this game is dark. There was like people that were like they're dead at this point, but being tortured and like all these weird experiments. I'm like, oh, this is kind of weird. But it looks interesting. It's pretty riddled with bugs. Like I just experienced one.
Oh, so it's like Skyrim.
Yeah. I just experienced one that is I don't know. I'll probably have to restart because what happened is like there's like this main city and you go up to a part of a quest, you talk to a guy, he lets you in, the gate opens. Okay, but the bug is like I went to a certain area, now the gate's closed. I can't get in.
What if that's the taint, dude? Like what if that's what if the game is made like this eternal darkness, like suddenly like things start breaking in the game, and like that's the chaos of the tainted Grail.
So I did find a way, if you kind of parkour on the rocks behind the castle, you can get in the back door.
I'm gonna break this game even worse than it's already broken.
But it's kind of cool. I'm enjoying it. The combat seems fine. It's Skyrim combat, so don't get super excited. But like you can do like a sword in one hand and a spell in the other. Or you can do 2 spells or a weapon and a shield and that kind of stuff. There's some crafting. It's pretty basic, but again, the whole thing is really like the purest definition of an early access game. So like if you're not interested in that, just wait, put it on your wish list and keep an eye on it. I think it's going to be great as an open world RPG. I think it has a lot of potential, and we'll see how it goes. The other thing I listed is a real brief conversation on some transmedia properties.
Now, I didn't know that this existed. Is this
I
real?
didn't either until my wife opened Netflix, because I'd never launched Netflix. And there's a Dragon Age like cartoon series.
Oh, I was gonna say, tell me it's live action.
It is not.
No.
It's like, there's like a subtitle though. What's the subtitle? It's on Netflix, right?
There is. No, there is a subtitle. I don't know it though.
Absolution.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Sure.
Is it new?
Yeah. So here's the thing with Dragon Age Absolution.
Thank you. Full title, please. Thanks.
I started watching it. I've watched 4 episodes. I have no idea what's going on.
So is this where I should start? I've been wanting to play Dragon Age for years, and I feel like this might be my insertion point.
It's not. It's really, really not. Dragon Age, the first one I loved, it was like a top-down isometric RPG.
Yeah. And then
was
they changed
great.
it into something totally
And
different.
then the second one, they just like went and did something else.
Yeah.
And then the third one, they just went and did something else again. And I'm like, what is this series?
Yeah.
I don't know anymore. And the TV show's not helping. It's just going and doing something else.
Dragon Age is 4 things now.
And so I'm like, okay, it's kind of interesting, I guess. But like, I don't know who these people are. I don't know which one of them is the bad guy.
I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to love it. It's going to be great.
I don't know. There's some really great video game series on Netflix.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be so bold to say Dragon Age Absolution is one of them.
Oh. I mean, Arcane started me playing League of Legends, so maybe this will get me to Dragon Age. That's cool though. No, I do enjoy a good kind of crummy video game spin-off from time to time.
I might finish it because there's not a ton of episodes.
You're more than half. This is the sunk cost fallacy, you're like, I've watched this much, I gotta get through it.
Maybe it gets good. Maybe it's just the next the next episode. You're like, this is amazing.
It could be the next one. The next one, you got some real Barbara Streisand. No, it's not Barbara Streisand. It's Stockholm
Syndrome. Yeah.
I finished watching The Last of Us on HBO with.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did I finish watching it? I think I did. Yes, I did finish watching it. It was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fine.
You know what people didn't finish watching is the Lord of the Rings series on Amazon.
Only 37%. I watched the whole thing. Loved it. Gonna watch it again.
I haven't watched it yet. Not a single episode because I'm waiting for, I don't know, like over the summer or something. I'm just gonna like
this might be
binge
it. You
it
might have
one
already
week.
gotten to the end of it. They're gonna.
I've watched the first like 15 minutes of the first episode like 4 times, and I keep falling asleep.
Nice.
I like it. I genuinely like it. But I can't fix people. So whatever.
All right.
Yeah. This week
He
I've
also
been
likes
playing,
Battleborn.
I do. I love Battleborn. And Ready Player One's official most cameoed video game of all of them. You see those Battleborn characters in like every other scene, man.
Because it didn't cost him anything to put them in there.
It's wonderful.
They gave
know
him
what
free assets. So like,
I know
yo,
what
like,
the 50 years from now. I know
So,
there's going to be some cult of Battleborn.
A couple
be the head
weeks,
poobah.
a couple weeks ago, I went to the National Video Game Museum, which is here in North Texas. Go figure.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's full of Battleborn statues.
I love
Like
it.
6 foot
they were
tall.
donated.
I'm going, dude.
Close down the studio, like,
I'm
yo,
going.
have
Exactly.
all our stuff, museum.
Gearboxes in Dallas.
Get your spare room ready for me because I am coming. I'm
I mean, and they've got these things like stuffed in corners. Like they've got one up above the door, just like
great.
Get
And
it out of the way.
98.5% of people that show up at the video game museum have no idea what they're
No
voting.
I'll be
clue.
like, oh, they're going to be like, great. This one guy knows.
The guy who runs the museum, you worked at Gearbox, and he's like all about it.
You know, I'm the only.
This is actually my
person-
personal collection. This Battleborn section over here.
I'm the only person that's ever taken a photo of them because I had to post it in Discord.
Yeah, you gotta totally do that.
I did. I think
You did? How did I miss it? It's got to go in the
Again, 98.5% of people who've seen that picture don't know what it is.
Everyone who's in our Discord, stop posting all your travel photos in sections other than the travel section because I'm not going to look for
I
it. In the
posted mine in
hashtag.
the travel section.
Good. Yes, you did. That was very good, and I knew
You didn't. He posted it in the hashtag Battleborn channel.
I'm usually camping out there, so I don't know how I missed it. Guys, this week I played something that I've kind of been interested in for a while, Ghostwire Tokyo, which is from the most notable name attached to it is Shinji Mikami from Resident Evil. And Ghostwire Tokyo is a first-person, again, kind of almost a Skyrim style game, just in the sense that there's you're kind of in the sense that the combat probably should be not used in a first-person game. The combat is probably the worst thing about it, but as the name suggests, this game takes place in Tokyo, and there are ghost wires there. Now, I don't know what the ghost wire part is. Actually, I do kind of know what the ghost wire is. So the ghosts of Ghostwire Tokyo, it's all modern. So you're not in like ancient ghosty Japan or anything like that. You're in modern, like 2021 Japan. And I don't know why, but suddenly there's ghosts, but there's nobody else. The entire city is empty of people. It's like devoid. So this is one of those things where I feel like a Japanese studio kind of was in over its depth, maybe in technically kind of what it wanted to do. The game is a little bit choppy, like it's a pretty solid 30 frames a second, which kind of bugs me a little bit because the controls are not 100% responsive. But it's all kind of spells based. Pretty much, it's pretty much all ranged. You can do a punch, but you can't actually punch anybody with the punch. The punch is only there to punch objects in Ghostwire Tokyo. They're ghosty objects though, so it's good.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, punch ghosty objects. But the idea is that your character gets kind of fused with this ghost guy, and he gives you powers. And what is that?
it's the Battleborn statues.
Oh, I thought you meant like big statues of people. Oh, that was on your phone. Oh, okay.
That was on my phone.
Your background was doing something weird. I thought
Yeah,
you
it
were holding
was
like
doing
a
something weird.
Golden
I'm
Globe Award.
trying to turn the stupid thing off.
Yeah, that doesn't work for our YouTube list. Come to Discord. The photos will be there. But the idea is that you are like this ghost mediator kind of guy, but you mediate them by fighting them, and you fight them with spells that are based on wind or fire or water. You can get a bow and arrow, but the ghosts are things like scary no-face dudes. Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, good. Good. That's Vampire Swordman from Battle. I can't even think of his name anymore.
Oh, weird. I can't think of his name. That's weird.
Renard Rehnquist. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Spike Man. He's also in Mega Man 3 or 4.
Yeah. So Ghostwire Tokyo, all of the interactions, you're shooting ghosts with different kinds of weapons. There's wind that is like rapid fire, but it's not that rapid. It has homing missiles, but they don't home that well. There's fire that you can do, which is like a big fireball that explodes, but you can only shoot 4 or 5 of them at a time.
Allegedly, the sequel will be Ghost Wireless Tokyo.
Ghost Wireless.
It'll be way better.
The
it's
handy,
on Kickstarter.
as they call it in Germany. Yeah. As you go through the game, the idea is that there are different little ghost zones. So it's an open world kind of area, and I don't know how true it is to the Tokyo layout. It seems like it has a lot of famous landmarks and things like that. But the game is very sectioned off. So kind of like if you imagine an Assassin's Creed and you go to the overlook points, and it will show you new things on the map. In Ghostwire Tokyo, there's like this ghost fog that's everywhere. So you can't actually go into the ghost fog. You actually have to go through a kind of a story mission-based thing to cleanse a shrine, and then that will dissipate the ghost fog that's around. And the ghost fog just kills you if you walk into it. It kind of drains your health. So they sort of funnel you into certain things that way. And it just feels a little bit less elegant maybe than some other games have done. The ghosts are kind of cool. They're all those scary, like if you ever played Okami and everything is like kind of unsettling a little bit. The ghosts in Ghostwire Tokyo are faceless dudes with umbrellas that walk around, schoolgirls that do a lot of like karate acrobatics. There's various floaty ghosts that do different things and shoot orbs and things at you. There's ladies who blow kisses, and the kisses turn into like big slow orbs that will just kind of follow you. So there's kind of a sense of ominousness, but everything is really pretty empty. You don't talk to anybody except this ghost in your head. There is a pretty conventional objective system that you can find on the map and hit a little ghost radar, and it'll kind of show you everybody who's in your area and the area to go. The game also is frustrating in a few other ways. It limits your ammunition. All of your wind spells, if you kill a ghost, so the reason why it's Ghostwire Tokyo, I guess I didn't ever really get around to that, is that when you sufficiently damage one of these ghosts, they'll go into like this weird stun state, and then you can extract their ghost core. Ghosts have cores, by the way. So you throw out a little ghost line and you kind of pull it in like a fishing line or something like that, and it gives you extra ammunition. But you can run out of ammunition across all of your different wind and fire and water and bow and arrow. Like you can basically end up like not killing the ghosts. And they're very resilient, these ghosts. They can take a lot of damage. So you kind of have to be always worrying about your ammunition budget and stuff like that. The game looks great. It sounds pretty good. All the music is kind of Japanesey, sort of a lot of like kotos and pan flute kinds of sounds. And it's raining there a lot. It looks awesome. When the ghosts find you, so you can sneak if you want to, but when the ghosts find you, all of the lighting, like the street lights and everything, turn yellow when they suspect you, and then they turn red when they're actually coming at you. And it's actually kind of a really cool effect. So there are like a lot of interesting things that they do in the game. Overall, though, it's kind of, I guess the kids would say mid. Like it's all right. And
it's free on PlayStation Plus, right? If you have PlayStation
yeah,
Plus.
it is. So it's on PlayStation Plus, and I believe later this month it's coming out on Game Pass. So you can try it out. I would say try it out for free. I think if you want to buy it, it's like $30, so it's half off now. And it does. I don't want to come across sounding too tepid on it because it is interesting, and it's just, how in like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 era of games a couple generations back, Japanese game studios just were a little bit not there somehow. I don't know if you guys remember that on consoles, but this kind of feels a little bit like that, where it's a great concept. It looks good, but the spell slinging that you're doing is kind of labored. You can't really move that well. There is a verticality. Like there's these flying ghosts, but they're friendly, and so you can throw up a line from pretty far away and just go all the way up to the top of a building if you want to. And then you can kind of float, but the floating is like kind of hard to steer, and then it runs out after a few seconds, so you fall all the way down. And there are definitely design reasons why they did all of those things, but the net result is almost, I mean, Shinji Mikami made Resident Evil, and what's the number one complaint about Resident Evil? You can't really move around that well, and you can't really shoot things that well. And I don't know if he's intentionally doing this in every game he works on, but it's kind of the case here, just in first person also. Beyond that, though, like I said, it looks really good. It sounds really good. I've been, the voice acting in Japanese seems like it's pretty all right. And I have gone back to it a few times. I am kind of interested in expanding and exploring things.
Would it be better in third person?
I think it would be. In fact, I absolutely think it would be better. I've thought about that a lot because in first person games, I mean, think about Skyrim. Jared's been playing this Tainted Grail.
Mm-hmm.
You're just kind of like stuck on a track, and you're never really as mobile as you want to be, and you swing your sword like this. But think about all the cool stuff that you do in like God of War, or like something where the camera's pulled
melee
back.
games with first person is difficult.
Yeah, and even shooting. I mean, I know shooting with guns like Call of Duty, like that's pretty good because you can just point the dot at the thing that you're after. But if you're not just pointing your dot at something and pulling a trigger, it just seems like it would be better to give the player a little bit more visibility, do some cool like dodges and rolling around and climbing.
It just gives you a better sense of space and distance.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. It kind of does. And everything is just slightly clunky. It's just slightly clunky. But I feel like they've done it the way they wanted to. So I don't think if I were to speak with Shinji Mikami today and tell him, Mr. Mikami-san, I think this could be improved, he would say like, no, I wanted to do it this way. This is exactly the way I wanted it.
Shut up.
And I'd be like, well, okay,
noob.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense that I get from Ghostwire Tokyo. But it is a really interesting premise. It gives you continually kind of new little things to do, little upgrades for your character. But just everything feels just a little clunky. But if you have one of those subscription services, PlayStation Plus, Microsoft Game Pass, definitely give it a shot. And I don't know, you might like it. It's good. Ghostwire Tokyo.
Cool. Well,
I think I might give it a shot.
Try it.
Maybe.
Try it out. I'd be interested to see what you think of it.
All right.
We'll hear more, maybe, I guess.
Probably not.
Probably not. So new releases, deals, and updates. We get our new releases, tech-gaming.com. Go check them out. I've listed a bunch. Most of them are on PC. Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon. We talked about that. Came out this week. The Great War Western Front, which is is from Petroglyph, so the same people that just did the Command & Conquer remaster, did Grey Goo, some really good RTSs.
Is this an RTS?
It's a World War I RTS.
Cool.
And it looks really good.
Stay in a trench all day.
Basically, yes.
It's an on-rails RTS through a trench.
It actually, I think they actually found a formula for that era that works really well. So definitely worth checking out. It's on my wish list for sure. Terrascape.
When's it coming to Game Pass? Just curious. Asking for a friend.
Who knows? Okay. I have no idea. Terrascape on PC. So this is a city builder from the same folks that made Dorf Romantic. I don't know if anyone played that.
Dude, I love that game.
Yeah, so they've got a new one coming out. Again, it's like a turn-based hex grid city builder. Looks great. Comes out tomorrow. Terrascape. Cool. Everspace 2 is leaving early access. This is Diablo in space. Looks fantastic. Very excited for that one.
The only Diablo in space is Warhammer Inquisitor Martyr.
Okay. But this one, you're a spaceship.
Lame.
And Everspace 2.
And Everspace 2. I also listed Dredge. This is actually out on most of the consoles as well. Looks interesting. It's like you sail around in a boat and like explore things and sell
this
crap.
Is that weird fishing? Is this the thing where you do fishing? I've seen people talking about this one.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool.
And you just dig up like bodies and stuff or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it's super strange looking, but I don't know. I had to include it. It sounds cool. Raven's Watch on PC. This one's neat. This is a little action RPG. It's like based on fairy tales, so like it, but like kind of weird twists. So like Little Red Riding Hood is a werewolf.
Big Red Riding Hood
is a werewolf, right? They like mixed the villain and the main character together in that story to make one character. But the game is you only have 4 days in the game to complete all your preparations for the boss fight, which is 24 minutes. So every game only lasts 24 minutes or whatever. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. So anyway, Raven's Watch coming out on PC. And then Jeremy listed here Crab Champions.
What makes you think I listed this one? Maybe Legrand put it in there.
No, we know Legrand wouldn't list this crab.
I only like Crab Battle. That's all I think.
Crab Battle.
It's related to
I was
crabs.
really excited actually about this. So the thing is about Crab Champions, this is a crab-based roguelike shooter. And the place that I found it, they're like, oh, this was made by the guy who did the crab video that everybody likes. And I was really hoping it was Crab Battle. But actually, if you guys click on the link here, it's this dancing crab thing from a few years ago that people really like it on this island.
I'm
like,
going to click on the link.
Just, like,
is this
dancing.
a dangerous link?
Yeah, no. It's a good link. It's one of the good ones. So apparently this guy really has a thing for crabs, I guess. I don't know. So when I've seen video of Crab Champions, yeah, you can jump through the air and you have your crab holding like a revolver and you just shoot other crabs. Crab on crab violence.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I have no idea this video. 158 million views. I've never seen it.
You've never seen this video?
I've never even heard of it.
No.
You guys have never seen this video? Come on.
Crab Rave? What is going on?
I've been living under a rock on Crab Island.
No.
All right. Well, maybe Crab Champions will be more your thing. It's out now.
Yep. And if you can't get into any of those new games coming out, check out an old game, Destiny 2, and look for these new weapons that we have leaked to us from an insider, I guess. Lunark.
Well, we're sticking with the story anyway.
Lunark, which I don't know what Lunark
it seems weak to me. It seems like a sidearm.
I think it's a fusion rifle.
Could be a fusion rifle.
Yeah. Saga of Sins, which has to be a hand cannon.
Hand cannon.
And Wild Frost. That's got to be a new glaive. You know, we haven't talked
I totally
about glaives.
forgot about glaives. That's right. It's not technically a gun.
What's the crab battles going on in this Crab Champions game?
I don't know.
Crabs.
People like it though. It's highly reviewed. Highly reviewed.
For deals and freebies.
It's got current players on Steam 1. No, that ain't right.
1. I wish it were true.
It looks like a fun LAN party game with a bunch of people.
Yeah. For deals and freebies.
Carry on.
No, it's all good. The GOG has an indie sale going on this week. Steam has a London Games Festival sale going on. So kind of interesting stuff over there.
I'm gonna break you. I'm gonna cut in again. There's a game called Crab Game on Steam that has currently 16,000 people playing it.
Is that the one where you're the crabs with the lightsabers or whatever?
I have no idea what this is. Crab Game.
There's like a whole crab sub.
This thing's been out. This thing's been out since 2021, and there's still 16,000 people playing.
Yeah, dude, people love crabs.
What the hell? Average 24-hour peak 52,000 players. What? Crab Game? What is this?
It's got to be a clicker. I don't know.
Yeah.
Cookie clicker.
Yeah.
Crab
Game.
clicker.
Oh, it's a free-to-play game, so that
all right.
makes sense.
New Game Bytes Show game night. We're playing it.
First-person multiplayer game where you play through several. Oh, it's a what's that game with the? God damn it! It's a Squid Game rip off. That's what it is. Oh. Remember Squid Game or Squid World? That one Netflix show that.
Yeah. Squid Game.
Squid Game. And then there's that game that Fall Guys. It's like Fall Guys, but Squid Game, and it's called Crab Game.
All right.
And it's free to play, and there's 50,000 people playing it. Apparently.
We expect a full report next week.
I'm installing it.
All right. Crab game. You heard it here first.
It's only 500 megabytes. All right, dude.
What a good
you can't afford not to install Crab game, apparently. You have the space. You have the space on your floppy drive that you can buy from Amazon for $26.
Like 30 seconds, and suddenly he's evangelizing Crab game in the middle of our new. I can't believe this.
This is a new release to me. It's a new release to me.
It's preposterous. We've moved on from new releases. We're in deals and freebies.
No, Jeremy just said we're in new releases.
But he's wrong.
We're in the news already?
No. Deals and freebies. So I did, I kind of cheekily listed this. Don't forget Netflix games exist.
Brandon's supposed to be giving us updates on these.
I have a... Yeah. What did I install this week? Let me tell you. I installed in the Game Frontier... these are Apple Arcade games. I installed Clue, the board game classic. Right. A game called Refactory, Human Fall Flat. Lifeline Plus, which is that watch game from forever ago. Mm-hmm. Osmos Plus and Squiggle Drop and Cozy Grove and Diablo Immortal. All those games I installed this week.
Wow.
But none of them are Netflix games. They're all Apple Arcade. Sorry, Netflix.
Well, Jared might have looked at Netflix then. What's on Netflix? Jared?
I did look at Netflix. And so you can go out and buy the new Terra Nil game where you like rehabilitate a planet post-disaster for $25 on Steam, or you can play it for free on your phone through Netflix.
And Jared, I have seen people, there's been controversy about Terra Nil, because people have been playing it and saying, well, there's not much game here. And people have been like talking about like, oh, there should be more hours. And like people kind of have sort of, it seems like the kind of game that would be a 4X game. Like there's a lot of stuff, but it turns out there's not.
It's a great little phone game though.
This might be the way to do it.
Yes. There's also, I saw, one of our favorite streams that we did, at least mine anyway. Kentucky Route Zeroes over there. Like that game is so strange, but worth a playthrough. So lots of actually really interesting stuff over on the Netflix
I'll have to check
video
that out.
game store.
That may be the way to play Terra Nil. I think I'm going to do that.
I'm downloading it. There's also Too Hot to Handle, which is an interactive love story game.
Yeah.
Ugh. Is there kissing?
Probably.
It's
gross.
There's a lot of dudes without their shirts on because it's definitely caters towards.
It's not dad dating simulator or whatever. So. Anyway, so there you go. Those are the freebies and new stuff. Don't forget Netflix games exist. PS Plus for April, Sackboy: A Big Adventure, Tales of Iron, and Meet Your Maker.
I downloaded all three of those. I'm gonna play. I've already played Tales of Iron a little bit. I'm curious about Meet Your Maker.
I've played Tales of Iron on the Steam Deck. It's pretty fun.
Oh.
I think Little Big Planet sucks, so Sackboy's probably also gonna suck.
I'm gonna play it just to spite all of you.
And you're going to like it like you like Battleborn, just to spite everyone.
Love it.
I can't wait for the 20-minute discussion about it. Xbox Game Pass for April consists of Loop Hero.
That's a good one.
Iron Brigade, which I guess was formerly called Trenched from Double Fine.
Yeah, it was the Mobile Trench. It was the Mobile Trench game. It was one of the first ones that Double Fine did a while ago.
Oh, it's an on-rails RTS game in a trench.
Yeah. Got it. That's the second time Trench Warfare has come up in this episode. That's weird.
Minecraft Legends, Ghostwire Tokyo, we talked about a little bit earlier. And
what is Minecraft Legends? That's a new game, isn't it?
It is new, yeah. I don't know.
What is it? What is it, Minecraft Legends?
Something with Minecraft, and it's a legend.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know.
Nobody knows. It's a Minecraft game.
It's not Minecraft Dungeons, though, so I don't know. It's something new.
It is. Oh, it's that one where you like have like the army of dudes that follow you. They had like a trailer for it at Fake E3 last year.
I'm guessing Minecraft Legends is an RTS based on trench warfare.
No, it's a Pikmin style Minecraft game, if I remember right.
That sounds all right. Maybe I'll try that.
That sound right?
And
we have like army of like pigs and stuff that run around with you, and you tell them to do stuff. That actually
sounds cool.
Does that sound familiar?
No, it doesn't, but it sounds cool.
It does not sound familiar at all. And just in time for the NHL playoffs, NHL 23 is on Game Pass as well.
Oh, the cover is weird. It looks like a couple of Canadian suburbanites hanging out. Somebody go look at that cover for NHL 23.
I'm looking it up right now.
It looks like Skate by way of hockey or something. It doesn't. I can't tell what it's
Skate by way of hockey.
Yeah, look at it. Go look at it.
I'm gonna look it up. NHL 23 cover.
It's weird.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Who are these kids?
I don't know. I'm like, this is the NHL. Usually it's like, you know, Don Gretzko or whatever, you know, but I don't know what
this
it
is
is.
High school hockky. He's got a Mighty Ducks jersey on. What is going on?
I don't know. Man, I thought it was, maybe it's April Fool. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Who is this kid? Somebody's got to know who this guy is.
Nobody knows.
Nurse.
He's going to be dead by next year, the NHL cover curse.
He's the Ducks, the Mighty Ducks center, and the Canada forward.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
They're both like Team Canada captains.
Except for the Ducks are from Anaheim, I thought.
Yeah,
the Mighty Ducks.
The Canadian nationals team that like plays in the Olympics and stuff.
She's the first woman to ever receive this honor of being a cover athlete from a video game.
Huh. Well, it's a bad cover. Sorry.
It is a very bad cover. And it's also, there's palm trees on a hockey.
That's the thing. I'm telling you, it looks like a skate cover. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Why are there palm trees in an ice hockey game?
It's literally the worst.
They don't play.
Hey,
he's playing street hockey. Street hockey on skateboards. It is skate.
I don't know.
Weird.
Hey guys, I got one news item here that I think you both will have something to weigh in on, which is, as we know, the Steam Deck last year, old news,
is the best.
This year, Logitech G Cloud, the machine of the now. But guys, mobile PC gaming is going to be a new legitimate thing with the Asus portable. I don't even know what the thing's called, actually. It's got a weird name. But the Asus is releasing competitors to the Steam Deck. And it's the same sort of like Switch style form factor. It's the Asus ROG, R-O-G or R-O-G?
No, that's Republic of Gamers. That's a brand.
That's their
ROG
gaming
Ally.
Oh, the Ally. Okay,
Yeah.
the Ally. So this is your Ally. And it looks like it's got like Windows 11 support. It's gonna, do they want it to be, better than the Steam Deck. The question is,
is it running Windows then?
It is running Windows. Yeah. So they say it's gonna have Windows 11,
says
and
it runs on Windows 11. Yeah.
Yeah. So the question is this going to be a thing? I mean, we couldn't get Steam machines going.
It's a thing.
Is portable
it's a thing.
PC gaming?
It's happening. Valve has finally released a piece of hardware that has actually shifted the momentum of PC gaming.
All
I don't know about that.
No, I'm telling you, it's a thing.
In order to be able to say that, does there have to be at least one other company that is able to pull it off? I mean, you got to have a Pepsi and a Coke, right?
Well, I mean, I agree. It needs it needs some variety.
I will tell you why you're false. You're wrong there, Jared. It's the same as VR, where VR has changed gaming for the people who have played VR. But I finally, in the last week, got my hands for the first time on a Steam Deck. And why have I not seen a Steam Deck in the wild until last week? It has not changed the face of PC gaming.
Because you're not coming to the doctor's office waiting rooms where I'm at waiting on my kids.
That's where they're
playing.
all at.
I'm just saying, like all you people with Steam. I'm not saying the Steam Deck's a bad piece of hardware. I'm just saying it hasn't changed PC gaming just as much as VR hasn't changed gaming.
Well, in fairness, though, they've only been recently able to fill all of the pre-orders, right? So we're now getting to the point where if they want to,
it's been a while. Retail, it's been like 6 months.
Yeah. If you order one now, it ships immediately.
Last September, it was when they started and that was like literally like 6 months after launch, they were kind of available.
I think in all seriousness, though, the Steam Deck kind of proved, there have been mobile PC gaming devices in the past. They just sucked. And so they never took off. And this is the first mainstream company that said, you know what, I think we can do it. And they did it, and it works, and it's good. Is it perfect? No, but it works really well, and you can use it docked. I have a dock, and hook it up to a monitor with keyboard and mouse, and you can play games that don't play well on the Steam Deck itself, but play fine on the hardware, right?
Well, and I wonder, is this the first materially new form factor for PCs since the laptop? Or I guess the tablet would have probably been the last one, right? Tablet PCs.
Nobody used a tablet for gaming, though.
Yeah,
like PC gaming. I mean,
well, I'm just in terms of sheer size as a consumer
No,
product, right?
I would say VR is probably newer, right? Like that is a new form factor in my mind.
Yeah, and a wildly different form factor too.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it moves the needle. Whether it becomes more popular than say desktop, no, I'm not going to guess that. But like, I think adoption will continue in ways that
my fingers
VR
hovered over the buy button. I've hovered over the buy button multiple times. I have a $650 hole burning a hole in my pocket, and I've almost bought it. Like today, I've been thinking about like, gosh, I should buy a Steam Deck, but am I actually going to play it or use it? Like I don't know if it fits my gaming lifestyle.
Yeah. It's mine. In fact, mine's sitting right here on my desk next to me. Right. So
I'll wait for this Asus thing to come out, and if it has good reviews, maybe I'll pick it up.
If it's a Windows 11 machine, it could be the Steam Deck killer.
It could be.
Maybe.
It could be.
Well, if it's got Windows on it, you could theoretically run like BattleNet and play Diablo 4 on it.
Dude, you could run Microsoft Word on there if you wanted to. This is a game changer.
Solitaire.
Okay, now we're talking.
Solitaire. I can report that the Steam Deck Game Bytes Game of the Year can run BattleTech Game Bytes Game of the Year twice in 1 year.
Wow.
Just fine. Works great with mouse and keyboard. You can use the sticks, but you like drive a mouse with them, so it's not ideal. But man, it is so good.
You could do it. Oh, I'm just going to correct you on one thing. It was the Game Bytes Game of the Year 3 times. You and me and Dale all together.
I forgot Dale.
What did I give it that year?
You gave it to some crap game.
Diablo 3 or something.
Yeah, it was something stupid like that. It was
Showdown.
Like Call of Duty. Yeah, probably something. Anyway.
Listen, what if they released this Asus thing and it came with a dock with like a little keyboard thing on it? You could dock it, and
I would definitely.
What if it had like a cellular modem in it and you could play it online?
Run Photoshop on that thing. I would edit.
That'd be interesting. Documents. Have they announced a price point? I don't think they have.
They haven't. No.
The screen resolution is 1080p and it runs at 120 hertz refresh rate.
Yeah.
Like, is this April Fool's joke? Like,
people thought it was, but it's not.
Okay.
It's as far as we know.
There's a tweet here. It says it's real from Asus.
Yeah. So
there's a page on Best Buy to enter your email address to let you know when you can pre-order it.
There's no price
from bestbuy.com.
I'm putting my email in. I'm taking one for the team.
There's plenty of opportunity for this not to be real, but I can't wait for the 2023 Game of the Year Asus ROG Ally.
There's a video. There's a 17-minute video on Linus Tech Tips with him talking about it.
We're officially calling it the Rogly.
The Rogly. There we go. The Rogly.
The ROG. What a dumb acronym. Republic of Gamers. How freaking late 90s is that bullshit? Like, we're the Republic of Gamers, guys. Republic of Gamers.
Logitech G Cloud. Still, I'm not sure why. I don't know.
Because G is their brand. They have G.
Everything.
It's still dumb. It's still dumb.
My Logitech software is called G Software.
Guys, that is going to do it for all of our news, but we've still got the news.
G Hub. Sorry, it's called the G Hub.
The G Hub.
Yeah, Logitech G Hub. That's where I manage my my microphone and my camera. Logitech G Hub. Oh, and my mouse.
Music for that speed run.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I keep cutting everyone off, Jeremy. Are you getting frustrated yet? Because that's really my end goal.
No. We're like the morning zoo of video game podcasts here. Like, there's no rules. It's the Wild West.
Okay. I hate the morning zoo people.
Me too.
Super Mario movie reviews. Some people like it and some people don't, which is basically everything ever, I think. So thanks for that. A hot take there, Jeremy. I love how you like to write your own headlines for the articles here.
Do you notice how much joy I get out of it too? Like, it makes I make myself laugh.
Here's the real headline from PCGamer.com. Super Mario Brothers movie review roundup. First of all, do we need to say Super Mario Brothers or Super Mario Bros. Like Smash Bros. Or Smash Brothers?
I will tell you,
curious.
because the SEO brings you back to the 1989 or whatever it was. John Leguizamo, who was Mario in that? Phil Hoskins, Bob Hoskins.
Yeah.
So I don't actually. The answer is I don't know.
All right. Here is the headline.
All right.
Super Mario Bros. Movie review roundup. Chris Pratt doesn't ruin the movie, but it's still not that great. Specialist gaming outlets are generally positive, but some news sites have panned it, which means it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Like we all said, it's going to be fine.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're going to go see it this weekend, right, Jeremy? We still planning on that?
We got a plan on what it is. So just a quick Rotten Tomatoes challenge. I gave it an 85. Dale gave it an 82. Jared gave it an 81. LeGrand lowballing it with a 74.
I think I'm closest.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, what we'll also see is the Tetris movie release. I don't know if we're going to see this. Tetris Effect updates 2 secret levels with a 1984 and 1989 theme to celebrate.
Nice. I've heard that movie's pretty good too.
I want to watch it.
It looked a little bit too action based for me. Like there's car chases and stuff like that. But I got to say, the dude they got to play Hiroshi Yamauchi, the president of Nintendo, is like they got him spot on.
Okay.
Speaking of Nintendo and stuff, in the United Kingdom at least, Nintendo will be fixing all Joy-Con drift forever, whether you're under warranty or not. At least indefinitely, until further announcement.
All right. Monster Energy drinks. Yeah, those guys. They are suing another game company about having the name Monster in its title. If you recall, Immortals Phoenix Rising was previously Gods and Monsters, and they changed it, I think, because of this, right? Monster, it sued them.
It was
Ubisoft?
like world religion slamming down energy drinks,
Oh my gosh. Anyway, there's a game called Deception Monsters and Mortals, and they're like, yo, that's too close to our.
That is threatening their trademark.
Dude, off with this. Monster, dude.
Monster, I'm really surprised they can continue to hold on to that trademark, and then
they're suing PBS for Cookie Monster. That's what they're doing.
You know what I mean? They're just looking for settlements, right? Like they're not going to win these. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. Evo, I don't know who did the last one, but Evo Japan has made a comeback. So this is the fighting game tournament, which has not been in Japan for a while after COVID. But apparently it was bad due to the venue problem being small. Staffing was inadequate. And so they've actually issued an apology letter that says they'll do better next time.
Hey, live events are hard. Spoilers.
Yeah, it's true.
Electronic Arts lays off 800 despite strong financials, which is just teeing them up to be bought by somebody, which is one of my predictions.
Closed.
every freaking tech company is laying off people so they have better numbers for next year. It's stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Amazon has also laid off a bunch of game division people, but they are going to be expanding their development teams somehow.
That's what they say. I mean, we need, they got that MMO New World. People are.
They're expanding their game development team with ChatGPT.
Cool. No, that's cool.
We've our new star employee, ChatGPT. The Last of Us released on PC. This is The Last of Us Part 1. Has released on PC. And has been perpetually broken ever since then. They're promising more patches, but for those of you who are users of the Game Buddy of the Year Steam Deck, it is low on their priority lists.
Scott Pilgrim Netflix anime will reunite the movie cast and is coming soon.
Yeah, I don't know why this is video game related.
Because Scott Pilgrim is like super video game culture-y, and there's an awesome 4-player beat 'em up Scott Pilgrim versus the
Spoilers: the Scott Pilgrim video game is bad.
What?
It's horrible. It's terrible.
Shut your mouth.
It's bad. Hey,
no, it's good.
Soundtrack, fantastic.
It's excellent.
Video game, boring.
It's like River City Ransom, one of the greatest all-time NES brawlers.
Yeah, well, back when the NES was out, this is a modern-ish game. I played it like within the last couple of months, and it's bad.
Sorry, it's good.
And I played it with a bunch of like kids that are like, from this era, like my kids.
Shredder's Revenge is bad, Dad.
No, they like Shredder's Revenge. They didn't like this. It was Everyone got bored and we turned it off after like one level. Anyway,
all right.
I'm excited for the Scott Pilgrim Netflix anime because I've actually been rereading the Scott Pilgrim comics, which are great. The novels, whatever you want to call them.
I'll just be honest for just a second. Scott Pilgrim in general is all right. I
like the comics a lot. Have you read the comics?
Yeah, in fact, I read him on my PSP at the time. I loaded him on as JPEG.
Dude, that's cool. I have the colored version, and I got Brian Lee O'Malley's signature on his other book, Seconds, which I read, which is really good.
Wow.
Anyway, I like Scott Pilgrim. I like the books better than the movie, but the movie's also very good. I also watched that within the last few months.
Yeah. Anyway. Brian Lee O'Malley blocked me on Twitter.
Nice.
Why?
Why? I'm unblocked now. I think I was on some list.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything to him. I just went to look and he was blocked. I don't know.
Speaking of the spiritual successors to games that have a weird duck tribe people, King of Dragon Pass's spiritual successor, 6 Ages, is getting a sequel. The previous game only sold 8,000 copies, apparently.
This is a PSA for everybody out there who's a fan.
Here's the thing. I loved King of Dragon Pass. I never heard of 6 Ages. It's on my wish list now,
This is a PSA. Yeah, this is a PSA for people to try these games out. That's exactly right. Microsoft is releasing a sustainable, quote-unquote, Xbox controller made of recycled plastics, old Xbox controllers, and other things. It kind of looks like compost, so mission achieved.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I think I'm going to buy one. I'm going to buy one of these poopy controllers.
It looks bad. It probably smells bad, too. They haven't actually talked about an odor, but I don't know.
They purposely made it look stupid, right?
I guess. I don't know. It's like the most Oscar the Grouch looking thing.
Why do they have to make it look dumb?
I don't know. Because they want to show you how your carbon footprint is being affected by holding this thing in your hands and your sweaty, gross.
But they were able to add the dye in to make the
so the dye actually comes from. So here's actually, I'm glad you mentioned that because they did, according to sources, the color has come from dyes made from kelp or something like that. So that's also. Listen, this is what the people demanded. So this is what we got. This is it.
Hey, it comes with a rechargeable battery, which is a bonus for Xbox controllers.
Also, here you go. Here's from the article. Microsoft also notes the process results in controllers with, quote, subtle variations, end quote, in terms of elements like markings and texture, giving each one its, quote, own look and feel.
Like this one has kernels of corn in it somehow. What's the...
This has got little flecks of diapers poking out of the top.
It's like you buy a controller and you get a loot box. Is it going to be a good one or a bad one? Who knows?
Listen, I am not about sustainability. I'm sorry.
I'm buying one.
All right.
You have to let us know. Let us know if some like greasy oil slick on your hands develops after.
It's $85. F off with that. Like Xbox controllers are like $40 nowadays.
So speaking of oil slicks, man, everybody needs to stop what they're doing. Go watch the Cyberpunk 2077 Overdrive trailer that came out.
I'm watching it.
It's insane. I don't know. It looks so cool. It looks so good.
Oh wow!
Should I watch it?
Yeah,
you should watch
it. It's got
it.
Like ray tracing and lights and stuff.
So it's
RTX on, guys.
Look at those explosions.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a new visual mode coming to Cyberpunk 2077. They're working out with NVIDIA. CD Projekt Red is, and it looks really good.
Do you have to have a 40 series graphics card to use it?
You can play this on the Logitech G Cloud, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
It has to be 40 series. It looks like probably.
It says thankfully they've only seen a trailer on the 4090, but won't have to wait long for other pixel pushers like the RTX 4080 and the AMD Radeon RX 7900 XT. I guess it's not limited to their graphics cards.
That's a lot of those numbers, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Guys, that is going to do it for our speed run. That is going to do it for this episode of your Game Bytes Show podcast.
That was the slowest, longest speed run we've ever had.
We had a lot of things to talk about. I don't know.
I don't know who to blame.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes. We can only blame ourselves. That's it. I blame the listeners.
I blame the fans for putting up with this crap. Like they should have demanded better long ago.
Thanks, you guys. Thank you. Thank you to my co-hosts. Thank you to the people who are listening. Thank you to just all y'all. Just thanks. Thanks a lot.
Wow.
Guys, if you have any thoughts about any of the games that we played, if you want to share the games that you've played this week, come join us on our Discord server. You can find us at GameBytesShow.com, which is hosted over at Podbean. You can find there a link to our Discord server. Open invite. Come join us. Hang out with us. See some memes. Get some info about
Check out our Battleborn statue photos.
That's right. The travel log channel. Absolutely everything is in there. And of course, you can just interact with us on a day-to-day basis. Give us your opinion on news items and other things going on there. It is the spot. This is the place for all of your video game news and edification, entertainment, and all of that. We're also over at youtube.com/GameBytes Show, where we do this thing live on a weekly basis. Big wave to our people out there watching us live. All the comments that we get, they're pouring in as we speak. Thank you guys for joining us there as well. Other than that, I think that's it. Thanks everybody for being here for the Game Bytes Show podcast for this week. Until next time, this has been your podcast. Take care. We'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.